I just have to tell you, I just want to take a moment. It's been a wonderful time getting together. I've been to all the occasions, the military recognition, and all his gave just beautiful things said about Art. And he deserves beautiful things. He has a beautiful family. I've known them for 40 years. I met Art and Sheila in 1978. I've held all their children in my arms except Skip, and I would have done that except he was a little bigger than the rest of them. Held Shannon in my arms and recently held her little sweetheart in my arms. That's kind of an amazing thing to see those years go by like that. And I'm going, the way that we met and what we were most interested in back then is kind of peculiar to most people. Human beings running down the street, exerting themselves, killing themselves, running. Right? The running craze in the late 70s and early 80s was phenomenal. It was almost a philosophy of life. You know, I remember those Nike posters, there is no finish line, that kind of thing. And Art loved to run. Now, most of you know that he was a good golfer and he loved golf, and I know he pursued it. The lady at the church was saying, whatever Art did, he did it 110%. He is. I never saw anyone in my life be able to define a goal, methodically lay out a game plan, adhere to it, and follow it at all costs, and then achieve success. So here's one little story. It has to do with running. We were running friends. We ran many, many races. And again, I know that's peculiar to some people because I've had friends say, why do you do that? This kind of thing. So anyway, one time, Art, he loved the longest distance, marathons. You've heard this and so on. I did a few marathons, but that was not my favorite. And we were training together for our second marathon. I should have learned that Art is right when he gives instructions because he was guiding me along. And we ran the Mardi Gras Marathon from Mandeville to Lakeside Shopping Center. And he had a game plan. And when we started, he said, Nate, I want you to hold back. Listen to my plan. It's going to seem too slow. And we started, at that time, 8 minutes a mile was really slow. So we took our time. When we got to 15 miles, we started picking it up down in the 6-minute category and so on. Things were looking good. When we got to 20 miles, I made an error. I'm thinking to myself, we have 6 miles to go. I felt great. I was a much younger man than right now. You do understand that, right? Much younger than them. So I'm thinking, I've got to go, Art. I could see the skyline of Lakeside Shopping Center and all that stuff. And in my mind, I've got to go. He looked at me, we're side by side, and he looked at me with concern. Like, Nate, he said, are you sure? Because I was defying his guidance. So I took off. Well, guess what happened by 21 miles? Now, I mean, all of a sudden, what we say, you hit the wall and you've used up your energy resources. Boy, the main thing is I learned a huge lesson. By the time I got to that finish line, Art passed me up. There he comes. His game plan would always work, and I will always remember that. And we love him. His capability to love people was incredible. And most of you know that about him. Give you the shirt off his back, welcomed us many times into his home to live even short-term while we were transitioning from other positions in other states and things. I'm going to miss him, but I get to see him and all of his children and all of his loved ones and all of his friends here. And every time I see a runner, I'll be thinking of Art. I just wanted to say that about him. I don't think there's too many of the old runners here in the ballpark with us right now. But going to miss Art and love Art. All right. Sandy, my wife, wanted to say something.
So I have a lot of things to say about Art. Like, for example, when we went to dinner at the Mexican food restaurant, and unbeknownst to me, he tells the people, it's my birthday. So I'm totally unaware, right? They come out, they plop this sombrero on my head and start singing happy birthday, and my face turned as red could be. He loved it because he planned it. So that's the kind of guy he was. But really the story I want to tell is about how a tender, wonderful thing, it's not the only tender, wonderful thing, but this is a really special thing that happened. It was Christmas, and I think we were staying with Art and Sheila. We stayed with them so many times, I can't remember. And he said, I'm going to take Sheila and buy her a Christmas dress. I said, wow, man, that's really romantic and nice. So they came back, and Sheila pulls out this beautiful green dress, tries it on. It is so pretty. I said, wow, Sheila, that is great. And Art says, well, there's something else. Sandy, I bought you a dress. I'm like, what? And he pulls out this beautiful red dress. It was beautiful. The first thing I thought was, oh no, I'm so damn fat, it's not gonna fit me. But do you know, it fit perfect? It fit perfect. It looked great on me. I couldn't have picked anything more beautiful or wonderful. And so every Christmas for probably about 50 or 60 Christmases, it seemed like I wore that dress, and that just meant so much to me. It really meant so much to me. And one more quick thing about Dave. One time when Dave was 32, Art baked him a birthday cake, and he put a running shoe on it, and he wrote an easy 32, because they were always running an easy 10 or an easy 20 or whatever. All right, thanks all.
Sheila told me it's my turn. My name is Mike Roth. I met Art, I guess, 1980. And I was an oil field salesman. Art was one of the procurement managers at Shell. And if you didn't know the right guy at Shell, you probably want to get in business with Shell. So I got to know Art pretty good. I ended up getting transferred from Houston back to New Orleans and moved into Slidell, and we got to talking and going to lunch and doing a few things, found out, well, by God, we live around the corner from each other. Isn't that cool? And turns out another friend of ours, Richard Pettit, he lived around the corner too. So before you know it, it turned from a business relationship into a family and friendship relationship. And we did any and everything that you could possibly imagine together. We would barbecue at their house or at our house. We watched kids. We took care of kids. We ran. We swim. We played golf. Art had gotten out of playing golf for quite a while, and I was a member over here at PINEWOOD, and got him back over here to play a little bit of golf. And before you know it, he was whooping my ass. Which, you know, Art's a pretty determined guy when it comes around to doing things. When he makes up his mind to do something, it was absolutely going to be done. So we had a hell of a lot of fun running around and enjoying each other's company. We watched kids grow up, we did things, and then the next thing you know, Don and I got transferred back to Houston. But we never lost the fun, we never lost the relationship, we never lost the passion that Art had for life. You know, Art loved his country. He loved his family, he loved his friends, and they were all pretty much equal. You know, it really didn't matter. He could be with any group of people, and he was just, it fit right in. But I'll have to tell a little quick fun story. We all went down to Cabo at a place that Art and Sheila had started out, and it was called Pueblo Bonito. And we went down there to go play a little golf and have a little fun and enjoy each other's company. So we're down here, and we're in this really nice place that they had gotten together, and had a great big living room in the middle, and it had a bedroom on one side and a bedroom on the other. So Art and I, they got there a little earlier than we did, and Don and I showed up a little bit later, and after lunch we hadn't eaten, but it was time to start drinking. So of course, you know, I mean, Art being a good Navy guy, he always had to have a cocktail too. So we were sitting out there drinking pina coladas and Miami Vice and God knows whatever else. And before you know it, it was we were all hurting a little bit. So we decided it was time to go take a nap before we went to dinner that night. So I went in our room, Art went in his room, the girls went to go take a walk on the beach. And I'm laying down for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden I hear this god-awful going on in the other room. What the hell happened? So I got up and walked out and said, is this going on in our room? Walked out there and I could hear this going on the other side there, and I walked over into the room, and there's Art. He's laying on the floor in the bathroom. There's cracked porcelain all over the place. From the toilet and water going that way. And he had a few choice words from his Navy days that he expressed. And he was trying to turn the water off, so finally we got the water turned off over there. And, you know, Art, he's never done anything really bad or any of that kind of stuff, so certainly it wasn't his fault that the toilet broke. but by God, the toilet was broken, and it was broken pretty bad. So we finally got the people from the office that came up and cleaned everything up, and what they did, we had to negotiate with them about the price. So we had a little strategy going on about how much the toilet was actually going to cost to repair and replace. But the toilet sat outside of our room, right out there. So the price that they gave us the first time around, Art was not really happy with. So the real challenge for the first couple of days was to stop him from peeing in that toilet at night when we came back in from outside. So God bless him. I know he's up there looking down on us and having a good time. So he's in peace. He was always a wonderful friend, and you know, we stayed friends and family forever, and we're still friends and family, and we will be as time goes on. So we love y'all. We love Art. He was a great fellow. Thanks.
I'm Mark's brother, Jay, and our father was a civil engineer, building highways and bridges. He worked with the New York Thruway, he worked at the dam at the bottom of the reservoir in Massachusetts, all over the eastern part of the United States. So we would move every 2 or 3 years to the next job. And I think I was in 20 different places before I graduated from high school. Give you an idea. Well, I got a couple stories from my childhood. 1950, we were living in Dunn, Massachusetts, this big old house. There was a full attic on the third floor up there. And we'd go up there and play when it was bad weather and stuff. Halloween came around, we had dinner and went out trick-or-treating. Came back, mother told us we ate too much candy. And the shared bedroom on the second floor, 2 twin beds. And we went to bed, and I'm getting to sleep. And I hear this. There's somebody in the attic. I must be dreaming it. There's somebody in the attic. I look over. Artie is up in the middle of his bed with the covers over and hiding. So I crept out of my bed on the floor, crawled over to open up the doorway, went down the hall. Was the door to the attic shut? It's shut. Good. Okay, I gotta get really quiet. Let us out. And just as we were getting down the stairs, there's over my head there goes. I look up. There's a hammer hanging there with a string up to an old gas pipe. And from the hammer, another string went down through the banister, down the stairs, into the lower part of the house. I went to bed. At the other end of that string was my father, who went Halloween prank on us. So I crawled back in, tapped my brother. He jumped. I said, "Come over here. Look at this." I showed it to him, and then we went back to bed. I can mention all these stories. We both had a horse and a pony. And we had it in one place. We all got fun. Thanksgiving one time we had a 3-foot snowstorm that was stuck in my grandparents for a week. But one thing we didn't know that always moving this stuff around, we always help each other. And my brother, I love him and I miss him.
Hey, All right, so now, if anybody from Pinewood or anywhere would like to come up, tell a funny story about my dad, say anything, you're more than welcome to. The mic will be open for a little while. If not, enjoy food, drinks, all that good stuff. We are going to say something just a little bit later. So that being said, if anybody wants to come up and say anything, now's your time.
I'll just say just a couple of things. You know, I've known Art, gosh, I don't know how long, but he and I worked together at Shell for many, many years before I started playing together with the Robs at Pinewood. But, you know, when I was thinking about retiring, one of the first people I called was Art, because I wanted to see when the Robs played. So I called and said, Art, what day does the Robs play? And I got the answer. So I said, okay, I'm ready to retire. So Karen said, my wife, she says, what are you going to do every day? I said, no problem. Art told me the Robs play on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, really, it was a great part of my life the last couple of years, getting to know Art a lot better. When I retired, he was a big reason why I jumped into the venture of owning Pinewood, because he encouraged me. And if James is still here, he'll tell you that he encouraged James while he was here, and he did that. You know, he had a love affair with Pinewood, and it was through that love affair that he encouraged me to go with it. You could find Art if he wasn't on the golf course. He'd hop on a tractor or a mower, a weed eater. He even was the first one to hop on one of those one-person single carts and try to surf the course. He was also my lunch buddy. Many days we'd work in the morning, and he and I would either go down to El Paso for Mexican food, or we'd go over to the little Chinese place and have Chinese food. And just a really good friend, Sheila. We always joke that you must have told him in the morning, now Art, you are not allowed to come home until it's dark. Because he stayed here really from the crack of dawn. He would be here under the tent, first thing in the morning, and he would be the last to leave. And it was so sad tonight because somebody was parking in his parking spot.
Yes, yes.
But he's parked that Porsche is parked next to it. And that Porsche belongs here. It really does. I miss seeing it every morning. I really do. So
But it might stay there tonight.
if it does, we're going to move it to its right spot. But Sheila, you know, I told Brian in the text, we're going to miss him. We love him. We loved him here. And really, for years and years. But Pinewood misses him. I miss him very much. Thanks.
I'm not one to speak well, but I'm just going to tell this little story. When I met Art, he had, as his brother Jay alluded to, they had lived in 20, 30 different addresses because their dad's job had him traveling. And when I met Art in 1978, he said, I like Slidell, and I think I want to have roots here. He said, but only if you'll share that with me. He didn't want to be rooted here alone. And so I was happy to stay home. I'm a local person. And I look around and I see, not only did he have roots with me, our children, our family, our salmon friends, all the Shell people, Art found his best roots at Pinewood.
after retiring twice from Shell and twice from the Navy, and the countless other things he did, I'm still amazed that he had energy to help Chris at Pinewood with the negotiations and the work. But Art was, he finally found his roots, and I'm glad it was here with all of us. Okay.
Hi everybody, my name is Melanie. I'm Art's daughter-in-law, Brian's wife. I just wanted to share a little something that was on my heart this morning. Last night we were all over at Sheila and Mr. Art's house, just enjoying everybody and sharing our stories about Mr. Art and just really celebrating his life. And I was reflecting on that this morning, and it just made me think that wouldn't it have been nice had we done that when he was here, you know, more often? And what I take from that, and I hope that everyone else can, is that we should celebrate people while they're still here. Throw more parties, take more trips. Don't just tell them you love them, tell them why you love them and what's your favorite stories about them and memories. And that's really how Mr. Art lived his life. He had some favorite stories about me that he would love to share every time we get together. It was when I indulged a little too much, and he just thought it was hilarious, and he would always talk about it, and I just love that. I mean, he really celebrated life. Thankfully, we were blessed to have that last month with him to be able to share our love for him and tell him why he means so much to us. And I'll share with y'all what I was able to tell him was that he had always told me, "You're not just my daughter-in-law, you're my daughter." And I told him, "You're not just my father-in-law, you're my dad." Thank you.
We had a request for a story that I don't know the full details of. It's about a, do you want to tell a story about a wild goose, maybe?
I'll stay right here.
Anybody who plays in Pinewood knows the geese have been an issue. Art hated the white goose, who seems to be the pack leader of the whole world. So, he's on number one, and I was not there, but in a fit of anger at the white goose, he threw his pitching wedge, which happened not to be his pitching wedge. It was Ted's pitching. Okay, and it was like 50 yards in the lake, so it didn't matter. And the white goose is still here, but it showed his anger towards that. All right. And while I'm here, Art was a good friend of mine. He and I played on Saturdays, and I will miss his camaraderie. Not his shaking, but the rest of it I will miss. A good man. Love to have him as a friend.
So it's no mystery, my dad, Pinewood was a second home to him. All of you with Pinewood, y'all are just like family to him. My dad, after playing golf for who knows how many years, accomplished a couple of great things here. One, he shot his age in golf, which is phenomenal. He shot a 72. And one of the most awesome things he did, and I always would laugh at him, and you're never gonna hit a hole in one. Well, one day he called us. He let us know. We got a text, a picture. He said, "Guess what? I finally got that hole in one." I'm like, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't." He's like, "No, I got witnesses." So, sure enough, we were able to find out that he did legitimately get a hole in one, and we stole. Well, we borrowed the ball, we borrowed the scorecard, and we borrowed the tee. He probably thought he lost it, so we felt kind of bad, and there was a little bit of a delay in making this. They messed up a little bit on the engraving and the etching and all that, and the whole time I'm trying to stall. I'm like, oh God, he's gonna, like, where is this ball? Where is this? Where is that? But he never said anything, and what was supposed to be a birthday gift ended up turning into a Father's Day gift. How many months is that? 4 months later. But nonetheless, I wish I had the video queued up of him when he received this. The look on his face when he got this, and the fact that he got the hole-in-one here in what is considered his second home, this meant the world to him. And Chris, we would like you, if you would like this, to be able to hang it up somewhere here so he can, just a piece of him could always be here at Pinewood. If you want to come up and...
What hole?
9.
Thank you.
Yeah, look, it says, it starts, so hole in one, Arthur Dunn Jr., Bob Ralston.
Ralston?
Did this really happen? It's Bob Ralston, Dad, and then Darren Shooter.
Alright, that's true. It's just...
Might have been par.
You gotta play with everybody.
I took his picture on the hole after he made the hole, so I have a picture for you with the ball and the flag.
All right, I'm going to tell one more goose story. So, you're right, he doesn't like the geese. So tonight, if anybody's on the internet, look up the Gooseinator. Art researched how to get rid of geese. And you know the way he'll Google and search? He found this thing called a Gooseinator. And he showed it to me. He said, "We can make one of these." I said, "Art, I am not getting a Gooseinator." The Gooseinator is a little remote control car/boat that you can run around and chase geese with this thing. I said, "No way." I said, "We're going to put up bird tape." And so we got bird tape and we put it up on the golf course. But I thought, okay, we'd go out and make, get some little like sticks and make it look classic. Art had a better idea. This is a golf course. We're going to use old shafts from golf clubs. If you go out there, you've got about 150 goose flags out there.
Perfect.
Thanks to Art. Thanks to Art. And you know what? We got rid of about 50 geese last week on number 2 because of Art's flags. So he's still working hard for Pinewood.
Tell him he's still got work to do.
Look up the Gooseinator, you'll have a good laugh if you see that.
I've kind of been putting off talking most of the day, which for those of you in the church, for Brian and I, that's pretty rare. Normally I have a lot to say. And so with Dad, it's hard to sum up the 30 years I had with him into a few sentences. So without saying too much, Dad was very precise. He was a perfectionist. He liked things done a certain way, and especially with his Roman coats. So he was very specific. You know, we have the Rotolo's cups at the house, and he would always tell me, you know, Shannon, 5 ice cubes, run up to here, and he'd point to a specific spot, and then the rest Coke. And I gave him such a hard time about that. You know, why 5 ice cubes? Like, why not 6 or why not 4? But it was, he had it worked out, like everything, you know, it fit perfectly. You could pour the whole can of Coke and it would stop. He would know if it didn't stop at that line that you fished on the ice cubes. So he was always, you know, that was kind of a running joke. He would come visit Jason and I in Houston, and I'd go, we are in a townhome, and so instead of sending him up and down the stairs, I would start making his drinks for him and made sure to give him those 5 ice cubes. But I don't know. I could tell other stories. I might tell more later. Maybe after I've had a few rum and cokes myself. Someone else want to say something?
Hi everybody, Matt Dunn, middle son.
Excuse me, who taught you how to wear your sunglasses like your dad? Is that what
Best things I learned from him, like how to wreck cars. So, if everybody hasn't heard the story, I'm the one that managed to roll a Cadillac. That was one of my finer moments as a teenager. For parents of teenagers, God bless you, sorry. But yeah, I was coming back from a young lady's house and was on Military Road and managed to do the impossible and turn a Cadillac over. It was pretty impressive. Dad wasn't impressed. So he happened to be out of town, and when he came back from being in town, Mom and I had to break the news. And Dad being Dad, I'll be darned if he didn't take this completely impossible situation and turn it around into a benefit. He ended up with a better Cadillac, with a better insurance rate, and a better monthly payment. It was unbelievable. So kudos to Dad, the ultimate perfectionist, and he's, I'm sure, giving somebody advice right now. God bless him.
I'm Chip. I'm the oldest son. I didn't want to go on with any more stories or anything. We all have our memories of art. We're all going to miss them.
We had a bet if he was going to cry up here in Chip Walls.
But he cried at church with more witnesses. But anyway, we just want to say thank you. I mean, everybody here, friends, family, I mean, you were all a part of his life, just like we were. I mean, no different. And that's what was most important to him. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for sharing this day with us. Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy the rest of the night, y'all. Thank you.
And my friends that are here tonight that have come from out of town, same thing. We are, after high school and college, we all just scattered. And we don't get to see each other as often as, you know, we probably should try. But having you guys here means the world to me as well. Y'all are like family, every single one of you. And I couldn't, you know, tomorrow's the most important day of my life. And I can't imagine doing it without any of you here. So thank you guys for being here, for melding